sa Mega Manila, nationwide pa! Broadcasting from TGON, TVH Group of Networks. Dito lang sa inyong iisang himpilan. You are listening to Cool FM. Live from Cool Studios. This is Cool News at 6.
Okay, apologies for that. Hello. Okay. Alright, take two. Alright, good evening. This is Cool News at 6. I'm Cairo, and now let's get into the top headlines for this hour. Alright, sorry about the technical difficulties we just faced. But now let's get into the first headlines. University of Santo Tomas, UST College of Law Dean Nilo Divina on Tuesday insisted that the university and the faculty of law fulfilled their duty to protect students despite the death of Horacio Castillo III in 2017 due to hazing. Divina made the pronouncement as Atio's parents, Carmina Castillo and Horacio Castillo II, held him and the UST responsible for the death of their son due to hazing. After the conviction of Egis juris Fatman behind the death of Atio, Carmina accused the university, the faculty of law, and Divina of failing to protect her son after it was proven that Egis juris had been imposing hazing to its recruits. However, Divina, for his part, disagreed. I respectfully disagree with the statement of Mrs. Carmina Castillo that UST and the faculty of civil law failed in the duty to protect her son, said Divina, who expressed his sympathies to Atio's parents. According to Divina, the UST and the faculty of civil law have always implemented and upheld policies promoting the safety and welfare of students. Unfortunately, no institution is spared from the actions of individuals who choose to disregard these measures, he said. We remain committed to ensuring a safe environment and continuously improve our efforts to prevent a repetition of such tragedy, he added. In October 2017, Divina was among the initial respondents on the complaint. Sorry, I thought I muted my phone. Okay, in October 2017, Divina was among the initial respondents on the complaint filed by Carmina and Horacio. But the DOJ dropped the dean from its charge sheet when it filed criminal charges against 10 members of Geris Juris. 7 years after the death of Atio, the Manila Regional Trial Court Branch 11 has found 10 Geris Juris members: Arvin Balak, Mhin Wei Chan, Excel Munro Hipe, Oliver John Adri Onofre, Joshua Dorel Macabali, Raf Trangia, Robin Ramos, Joseph Miko Salamat, Daniel Hans Matthew Rodrigo, and Marcelino Pacta, guilty beyond reasonable doubt for violating Republic Act 8049 or the anti-hazing law. All 5 men were sentenced to reclusion perpetua and to jointly and severely pay the heirs of Castillo 465,800 pesos as actual expenses, 75,000 pesos as severe indemnities, 75,000 pesos as moral damages, and 75,000 pesos as explanatory damages. And now for the latest updates of Vote 2024 courtesy of Inquirer.net. Quezon City Mayor Joy Belmonte filed her certificate of candidacy for her third and final term. She was accompanied by re-electionist Vice Mayor Gillen Soto, 6 congressmen, and a complete lineup of councilors in the city's 6th district. Joy's father, former House Speaker and Mayor Sonny Belmonte, together with former Senate President Tito Soto, father of Vice Mayor Soto, also attended the event. In her statement, Belmonte assured Quezon City residents that in her last term, she worked harder to realize city residents' dream of attaining progress in which nobody will be left behind. In her sorties, Belmonte asked her constituents if they felt real service and compassion from the local government, where they help in times of crisis in education, transportation, livelihood, and even during grief of a departed relative. Belmonte emphasized that with all humility, we were able to meet all the needs and will continue doing this kind of great service to our beloved constituents. The legacy of the Belmonte administration is not just the number of buildings and houses we have built, the job and livelihood opportunities we have created, and the reforms we have institutionalized. It is how we have improved the lives of our citizens and earned their trust in the past 5 years. It is the resounding vote of confidence from the business sector, even amid the pandemic and other challenging situations. Ultimately, what matters most is the lasting impact we have made on the people we serve, the mayor reiterated. Now back to the regular headlines. The Commission on Human Rights has urged the public to help eliminate the stigma surrounding the spread of Mpox virus after several posts online claim that it is a sexually transmitted disease. The CHR issued a reminder on Tuesday, saying it is crucial to remove any form of discrimination and bias to prevent further harm to affected individuals and communities. This reminder arises from the persistence of numerous online posts claiming that Mpox is a sexually transmitted disease, which has led to the stigmatization of the LGBTQI community, the Commission said. While the World Health Organization has confirmed that close contact among individuals, including intimate encounters, is a viable mode of virus transmission, circulating public warnings that focus solely on sexually active individuals can create dangerous misconceptions, falsely suggesting that Mpox is exclusively a sexually transmitted disease, he added. And ACHR likewise stressed that Mpox should not be associated with any gender identity, sexual orientation, community, or specific activities. Such stigmatizing narratives deflect attention from the core public health concern and distort facts, which only perpetuates misinformation and fear. This results in discouraging people from seeking care through legitimate and safe health practices, thereby raising barriers to their fundamental right to health, it said. Aside from reminding the public, the Commission also called for the immediate passage of the Sexual Orientation, Gender Identity, Gender Expression, or Sex Characteristics Equality Bill and the Comprehensive Anti-Discrimination Bill. These legislative measures are critical in ensuring the creation of safe and inclusive space for all individuals, spaces where every Filipino is free from stigma, discrimination, and hate. An inclusive and rights-based public health approach recognizes the inherent dignity of all people and prioritizes the protection and promotion of rights, particularly for marginalized populations, it explained. Misleading information on Mpox cases fuels fear and isolation, preventing effective individuals from seeking the help they need due to fear of being prejudiced, thereby undermining public health efforts and access to equitable healthcare services. Health-related stigma is a significant barrier to the prevention of disease, including treatment and care, CHR added. And there is an increase in the number of Filipinos who marry foreigners, Commission on Filipinos Overseas Chairperson Romulo Arugay said. During the Bagong Pilipinas Noyo briefing on Tuesday, Arugay noted that the trend of Filipinos marrying foreigners has been on the rise since 2007. This slightly declined at the height of the COVID-19 pandemic but rose by 20 to 30% in 2022, resulting in over 6,500 marriages. Of these, approximately 6,000 are females and about 600 are males, according to Arugay. Social media is number one, like matching the letters, the deductions of their friends. He said when asked for the possible reasons why Filipinos opt not to mate their countrymen. He said that Americans top the list of foreigners who married Filipinos, followed by Japanese, Germans, Canadians, and Australians. Arugay also reiterated the CFO's role in facilitating these interracial marriages. Our mandate is to protect the interests and rights for the welfare of Filipinos living the Philippines, he said. Before they leave, they will have complete documents and a visa regarding their marriage abroad. They will go through a thorough guidance and counseling program provided by our office, he explained. He said the CFO orients Filipinos who are about to marry foreigners on what adjustments they are about to face once they live in another country. It is now 6:11 in the evening and koolNews at 6 will be right back. back to Cool News at 6. Let's continue with the headlines now. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has ordered faster rehabilitation efforts, specifically on electricity, water, and housing in Marawi City. Marcos gave the order to the Office of the Presidential Advisor for Marawi Rehabilitation Secretary, Nasser Pagkandaman Sr. during a sectoral meeting on Tuesday. You seem to have solution to most of the issues, just that the installation of the power, and I think more importantly, the water. We have to get that done as quickly as possible, Marcos said. We can't do anything if there's no water supply. You can live with the brunt, but having no water, you really can't, he added. Pagkataman, for his part, explained to Marcos that there was a delay in the implementation of the bulk water supply project by the local water utilities administration in the war-torn city due to legal challenges. He said the issue is being addressed by the government and that the LWUA vote to finish the project before the year ends. Pangataman also said the previous administration's deal with some private landowners to use their property for 5 years pending the construction of permanent shelters has already lapsed. With this, Marcos ordered Pangataman to seek contract extensions from private landowners to accommodate the victims. Pangataman said they would work with local government units regarding this. Marcos, during the meeting, mentioned that now is the right time to adopt a more systematic approach to the Marawi recovery efforts following the issuance of Administrative Order 14 Series of 2023. This order institutionalized the rehabilitation efforts in the city and streamlined the functions of implementing government agencies involved. Excuse me. In an area where disinformation poses a serious threat to democracy, conversations about truth, freedom, and creative expression are more crucial than ever to highlight the role of storytelling in shaping society. This was the focus of Maki Fiesta 2024, which aims to be a platform for diverse voices, students, professionals, journalists, and creatives to come together to fight for truth in a world flooded with misinformation. Makati Fiesta 2024 is a 2-day media festival for free expression, democracy, and the creative economy, organized by the Quezon City local government led by Mayor Joy Belmonte, UB President Angelo Jimenez, and several media organizations. The event features various discussions and workshops on truth-based storytelling, reliable journalism, and compelling and effective content creation, spearheaded by journalists, media personalities, and policymakers, both local and international. Among them are fact-checking methods by Prof. and Vera Files, climate disinformation by Quezon City Public Information Office, and the workshop on how to be storytellers and content creators for good by drag queens Madilda Airlines and Your Tita Baby. Technology experts also tackle issues and trends related to artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, data, and emerging technologies in the creative industries during the 2-day event. In the event's opening plenary, Jimenez stressed the role of arts, culture, and free expression in strengthening democracy and shaping national identity, highlighting the university's support for creative collaboration and excellence. Freedom of expression, a vital ingredient to a thriving democracy, is the lifeblood of a free society. It allows us to speak our well-considered, well-studied truths, challenge the status quo, and imagine new possibilities as a nation vibrant and diverse. These are rights that empower each of us to contribute to the ongoing dialogue of nation building, Jimenez said. UP Executive Vice President Jose Fernando Alcantara supported Jimenez's statement by challenging fellows to be champions of to be champions of democracy and creative expression in our own communities. Collaborations that have begun must continue and grow, and the dreams we have shared must be realized, the UP official said in the statement. Around 800 students, journalists, and artists and other storytellers of the nation joined Quezon City's first video festival held at Ignacio B. Gimenez Cult Theater in the University of the Philippines, Diliman on August 23 to 24, 2024. This city has always been known to the city of freedom, of democracy, and of truth. Hindi kami papakiyak na nila pahihinituluntan ang mga kabataan at ang mga may gustong ipaghayag sa pamahalan na magsalita. This is a value I really cherish because I believe Quezon City is the bastion of freedom and democracy, Belmonte said. And now for the international headlines. WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange on Tuesday said he was released after years of incarceration only because he had pleaded guilty to doing quote-unquote journalism, which he described as a pillar of a free society. Assange spent most of the last 40 years either holed up in the Ecuadorian embassy in London to avoid arrest or locked up at Belmarsh prison in the British capital. He was released from jail in June after serving a sentence for publishing hundreds of thousands of confidential U.S. government documents. I am not free today because this is the work. I am free today after years of incarceration because I pleaded guilty to journalism. Assange told the Council of Europe rights body at its Strasbourg headquarters in his first public comments since his release. I eventually chose freedom over unrealizable justice. Justice for me is not precluded, Assange said, noting he had been facing a 175-year jail sentence. Speaking calmly and flanked by his wife, Stella, who fought for his release, he added, journalism is not a crime, it is a pillar of a free and informed society. The fundamental issue is simple. Journalists should not be prosecuted for doing their jobs, said Assange. The trove of confidential funds released by WikiLeaks included Sir Frank U.S. State Department descriptions of foreign leaders, accounts of extrajudicial killings, and intelligence gathering against allies. Assange argued his case provided an insight into how powerful intelligence organizations engage in transnational repression against their foes, adding that this cannot become the norm here. And U.S. vice presidential contenders J.D. Vance and Tim Walz face off in what could be an unusually important undercard debate Tuesday as they compete for decisive votes of the American heartland. The debate between Democrat Walz, the Minnesota governor chosen by Kamala Harris, and Republican Vance, the Ohio senator who is Donald Trump's running mate, is likely to be the last of the 2024 election. Trump has refused a second clash with Harris, meaning that Tuesday's debate in New York could be the final chance to see the two tickets go head-to-head. First, Vance, age 40, and Walz, 60, each claim to be the true voice of the crucial Midwestern swing states that could decide an election that remains on a knife edge with just 5 weeks to go. History suggests that vice presidential debates rarely move the dial much, but in an election campaign that has seen Harris step in for U.S. President Joe Biden unprecedentedly late in the game, Tuesday's contest may have added significance. The campaign has seen Vance and Trump use increasingly divisive, erotic, and even falsely accused migrants of eating people's pets, meaning that the debate is almost guaranteed to make for fiery television. It will whet a lot of people's appetites for November 5, Thomas Walhen, an associate professor of social science at Boston University, told AFP. And finally, in entertainment news, fans of Sofia Andres were buzzed after the actress declared that she does not tolerate thieves and reminded her followers that blood is thicker than water. Andres made these scripted remarks through a series of posts on her threads page on Monday, September 13th. Remember, blood is thicker than water and I don't tolerate thieves in my life, she said. If you welcome thieves, toxicity, and negative people, life won't be easy, she added in a succeeding post. The actress then reiterated, blood is always thicker than water. While Andres did not immediately expound on whom she was referring to, her followers noted in agreement with her. As you can see, this is the netizens' replies right here. And that is it for Cool News at 6. As always, if you have any news suggestions or feedback that you would like to share, you can get in touch with us at tvhphilippines.news@gmail.com. Until then, I'm Caro. We will see you later for more news headlines with Cool News Prime Time at 9. Good evening.